good life, the good life. Tonight, we're gonna live the good life. Alright, let's go and live the good life, the good life.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our show vlog. So Ayla and I are at the Rowan Equestrian Show. It's pretty early in the morning. We got an early start, but we're here. It's very quiet right now. It's our first time at this venue, so we're testing it out. We'll be back if it goes well, and it's a fun show. Then we'll be back in August. It's a little training show. And Ayla is riding the bug. Oh, there he is. And I'm riding Miss Pearl. Where is she? There she is. And Helen and Erica unfortunately couldn't be here today. So what do you think, Ayla? You excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah.
It's like a hunter show, though, so I don't know how it's going to be. Lucky, easier to just run around.
Yeah, so hunter is kind of, they want to see a nice flowing forward round. So that's what we're going to aim for. Anyway, we've got to get these guys, well, we got to get Pearl saddled up. She's in first in the trotter pole. And then Ayla and Lucky get to chillax a little bit, eat some grass, and then we'll be back in a bit.
Well, you know what they say. There are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave. Yes, even braver than the bravest. So let's go, start the race. We should be kings and queens every day. You've been trying to find your crown, happy camper through the ups and downs, keeping calm, winning ground. Let's build castles now. We'll make gold on our way up, through them trees before we reach them tops. Oh no, half isn't enough. Let's build castles now. Well, you know what they say. There are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the low, we are brave. Yes, even braver than the bravest. So let's go.
The unicorn is cantering. Like a unicorn. Unicorn. The big booty.
Come on, bounce, bounce.
Honestly,
Bounce.
she might be an Arabian.
Bounce.
Look at that tail,
Bounce.
bro.
Good girl.
She's snorting like a dragon, huh?
We're not gonna put our head in there.
She's an Arabian unicorn dragon. We are going to the jumping arena. Go around there, get a look at some things, get a look at the jumps because they have fancy jump thingies. I don't know what they're called.
So unfortunately, there were these cattle that moved in the field next door, and they absolutely terrified her. We had warmed up. She had gone so well. She was so calm, so relaxed. She was beautiful. And then she just turned into a giraffe because all she could think about was the cattle. She was like head in the air, like ears pricked, eyes wide, like what are you asking me to do? This is crazy. There's monsters in the field next door. It was just a disaster. So this first round was just not her best effort. Fortunately, as we worked in the arena and she got used to the cattle, she settled down. And by the time we did the crossrail class, it just went beautifully. I was so proud of her. But this first round, not so much.
Let's build castles now. We'll make gold on our way up through them trees before we reach them tops. Oh no, half isn't enough. Let's build castles now. Well, you know what they say, there are no kingdoms without rulers. Are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the lawn, we are brave. It's even braver than the bravest. So let's go, start the race. We should be kings and queens every day. When the crowd is calling our names.
I hadn't planned on doing the crossrail class, but she was going so well in the warm-up and I'd popped her over a few crossrails and she did great. So I thought, well, I'm going to give it a bash. And it ended up, she was amazing. Like, this is the first time she has ever jumped a course of jumps, and certainly away from home. And she is just the most fun to jump. She has this little ping. She kind of flicks her tail and lifts her back legs up, and she's just amazing. She is just so much fun to jump. I think she is gonna just do a fantastic job. And the more she does it, the better she gets.
Without rulers, are you ready for change? We could be kings and queens every day. On the lawn, we are brave. Yes, even braver than the bravest. So let's go, start the race. We should be kings and queens every day. We should be kings and queens every day. We should be kings and queens every day. We should be kings and queens every day.
After a little bit of a rough start, Ayla actually did a great job with Lucky. So he is like most ponies. He will not let the rider get away with anything. If the kids don't ride straight and don't use lots of leg, he will just say, no, I don't think I'm going to do it. So you really, he just doesn't let them get away with anything, which is really good for them because it helps them to learn to actually ride every single fence. But when you ride him, he will jump, and by this class, she'd got the hang of it, and they did an amazing job, and she ended up getting a first and second, so they did great, but it was a little bit of a shaky start.
Sometimes what you want ain't what you need. Sometimes letting go can make your heart bleed. Sometimes the road ahead seems dark as night. Have some faith in yourself, that's the guiding light. You should know that when your dreams have hit the ceiling and fallen back down on the ground, let me tell you, I know the feeling. I used to live in that town. One door closes, another swings open, that's life. And not to dwell upon the darkest hour, they say, is just before dawn. You might take a fall, but you can bounce right back. Go to town dressed up like a heart attack, 'cause you know that when your dreams have hit the ceiling and fallen back down on the ground, let me tell you, I know the feeling. I used to live in that town. One door closes, another swings open, that's life, and let's dwell upon.
We are all done. Miss Ayla, so what did you get? Show me your haul.
I got sparklers, earbuds, and bubbles.
Sparklers, earbuds, and bubbles. And there's Miss Pearl enjoying her well-earned hay net in the bog, having a little grass snack. It was a good day. We're having a little picnic and a well-earned snack break. Got our little posse here under the trees. Miss Shay brought us lots of delicious snacks. And look at us. There's the boys just having a lovely mouthful of grass before we head back home. Right guys, so we're all loaded up. We're heading back home and it went really well. How about you, Ayla? Tell us about your ride. How do you feel Lucky went and what are some things you want to work on before our next show in July?
He was really speedy, and but I still had to work hard and keep my leg on to get him over the jumps. Otherwise, he would just decide he didn't want to jump them.
Yeah, so kind of speedy between, but then like having to keep him straight and aim for the middle of the jump. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was really good after the first few ones. We got a first and second place. After that, we did pretty good. And
yeah, I think you guys did great because you got better and better and you learned from your mistakes, as I said, and so and you it's the kind of thing you have to go to a show to experience because he's so lazy at home, but at the show he's like riding a completely different horse. Yeah. Well, Pearl was a superstar, so she was really spooky about the cattle. She did such an amazing warm-up in the arena, and then the cattle arrived, and she was like, what the heck? But so the first trotter pole class was a bit of a disaster. The second one was a little better. And then she did the cross rails, which I wasn't even going to do with her because I was going to just do like the trotter pole. But she did the cross rails and she did amazing. She was such a good girl. So I was very proud of her. Anyway, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And we will see you next week on the farm.